parallel, oh, sorry, parallel lines. All right. Hey. Now, first things first. You already know a pretty good amount about parallel lines. What are they? They never touch. All right. What about the space, the distance in between them? What's that? Yeah, they never touch each other. What about this distance? Does it change? No. Now, in order for somebody looking at that picture to know that what you're trying to show are parallel lines, not just two lines that could be parallel, but that they really are parallel. Okay, because if I just come up here and do, well, hold on. If I do that, yeah, and you know what? From a distance, it might be really hard to know that they're not parallel. So what we need is we need a marking. We need a way to say to somebody looking at it that it really is parallel. We had marks to show congruent. You've seen the arc with a little tick mark, and you've seen a tick mark put on a segment to say that those segments are congruent. Okay? Well, we're going to have a different tick mark to say that two lines are parallel. All right? You put a little arrowhead on the line, and that shows that says to the person who's looking at it that they are parallel. Now, if I have more than parallel line or pair of parallel lines, whoa. Well, I want to make sure that if I put one parallel line, one little tick mark, now I'm saying that all four of them are parallel to each other, and that's not really true. You would say a double arrowhead. Just like we saw two tick marks and one tick mark on the same picture to say that they're different. These are the same principle as well. Okay? So let's say this. Let's call this A, line A, and B, and C, and D. All right. So this is great and wonderful. But now I want to write it down with letters and symbols. Brandon. Give me a minute. No, other one. A is parallel to B, and C is parallel to D. This is how we write the symbol for parallel in a text, if we were writing it in a paragraph or something. That's the symbol that says A and B are parallel. What about this? It's just like the transitive property that you saw back in Algebra 1 last year. If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. Okay? If two things are parallel to something else, then they're all parallel to each other. Okay? And you're going to be seeing this a lot when we get later on down the year. if something, then something else. If I know this is true, then I know something else is true. We're going to do this a lot. So think about that for a minute. If this, then that. We're going to be seeing that all throughout the logic section, but that's coming. We got a little ways to go first. Now, if I had a grid and I had a line, and there was a problem like this on your homework. Let's do it that way, shall we? All right, here's my line. And I have those 2 points. And I want to draw another parallel line on that page. How do I draw a line that's parallel to that? Let's think about that for a second. If there's a line, thanks for, that's all right. Are these 2 lines parallel?
No.
Or, that's these 2 segments, are they parallel? Are they? How do you know? Well, think about it. If I followed those 2 forever, just way on down the road, do you think they'd ever intersect? Maybe. But in order for them to stay parallel, what about that distance in between them? It has to stay the same, right? Well, what about this guy's slope? What's his slope? Count it. What's my rise? 4, 5, positive 5. And my run? So is it 5 over 4 or 4 over 5? 5 over 4, right? What about that guy? Yeah, they will intersect. How do you know? What do you think? The slopes are very different. In fact, in order for them to not ever touch, to never intersect, what about the slopes? What do I have to have? They have to be equal slopes, and this is an important piece. Well, let's do this. Tattoo that to the inside of your eyelids, man. I'm not kidding. That is important. You will be seeing this forever. This problems related to this statement are all over your tests. Not the one on Tuesday, because that's not on this unit. Yeah, if you really are that interested in doing it, be my guest. But this is important, and we'll be coming back to this. But I want us to know this right now. Okay, we won't need it immediately, but it's coming. I'd rather not. Thank you. All right. Now here's what we have to do is we have to kind of organize ourselves about how parallel lines work. All right. Some vocabulary. This line that crosses over your parallel lines is called the transversal. So you'll hear me talk about this. I'll be using this word Make sure you understand that I'm talking about the line that crosses over parallel lines. Now, when I do this, when I cut that line, how many angles am I forming?
8.
Yeah, not including the straight angles. I'm not worried about straight line angles, 180 degrees. But yeah, I'm making 8 different angles, or 8 angles. All right. And we're going to talk about all of these today, and we're actually going to do a little activity to try and help us remember them. All right, take a look at angle 2 for a minute. Automatically, what do we know is congruent to angle 2? Right, immediately. What do we know?
6. 6. 4. 6.
4? I don't know about 4.
6. 8.
A lot of people are rolling out on 6 and 7, and that's actually true. But where's one that we know from all the stuff we've already learned? Why 3?
Right there. Right there.
What's the word?
Right there.
Vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. Remember this? Remember this? All right, everyone smile and nod. Vertical, and say it together. Vertical angles are. Thank you very much. All right, now. Take a look. Watch.
What?
Are you surprised? It shouldn't really surprise you if we know that parallel lines have the same slope. Okay? Whenever anything crosses over them, you're going to wind up with the same angles if you have the same slope. And in fact, that is true. 2, 3, 6, and 7 are all congruent. And besides that, they look congruent. I mean, we're dealing with an acute angle. The other acute angles are also congruent. When you have parallel lines, you have to have parallel lines. If you don't have parallel lines, then all bets are off. All right, now what about 4? How do you think 4 is related to 2? Does 4 and 2 have anything in common? Really? What's the word? They're not congruent. Take a look. One's big, one's small. Supplementary. Supplementary. What's the special name? What's the special pair that we call that? Because they make a straight line. Linea? Say it. Linear pair. They are a linear pair. And linear pairs are, what's the word? Turn around. Sit right. What is it? Supplementary. Excellent. All right. So, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take this piece of paper. Guys, thank you. Take this piece of paper, and we're going to fold it hot dog style. And then I want you to, gentlemen, ladies, I want you to open it back up. And then, you don't have one there, go ahead. Then you're going to fold the edges to make kind of like a double door. So when you're done, it should look like this. Like that. Fold it in. All right, so everybody has kind of something that folds like that. Everyone good? All right, do me a favor. Give each table one pair of scissors and like 3, 4, 5 colors. You know,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Carry green pass. All right, now I got a pair. We have pairs of scissors going around the room. If I see anybody doing anything silly with a pair of scissors, it will not be a good thing. Yeah, that kind of thing. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please. There's only going to be one pair of scissors per table. So you're going to have to take turns. If you have the pair of scissors, hey, if you're talking, then you're not listening to me. Please. All right. If you have the scissors, then I want you to cut to make 3 little panels, 3 little windows. If you don't have the scissors, just wait. But in the meantime, hey. All right. So if you don't have the scissors, then what you're going to do on each of these little windows, you're going to take the ruler and you lay your ruler down and make a pair of parallel lines. Put one line above, one line below, like that. See it? And then put a transversal through it. I want, yeah, that's me blowing up one window, one little picture of it.
So this is what you normally cut like this?
A third. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a little, yeah. So when you're done, it should look like this. Thank you. All right, so you're going to take those pair of parallel lines and that transversal, and you're going to draw that on 5 out of the 6 little panels. Thank you. On the last one, on the bottom right, you're just going to draw an X. Use rulers, nothing free-handed, people, nothing free-handed. That's why I said put the ruler down. Yeah. Done, man. As soon as one of my passes comes back. Actually, here. Yeah. It doesn't matter if how the transversal is bent. Don't make it straight up and down. It's going to be hard to see. I mean, it's hard to see the difference in all the angles. But it doesn't matter if it's going from left to right or from right to left. Okay. In fact, I did it deliberately, one and the other, so that you would see that you're going to come up with all those 8 angles anyway. Okay. And it doesn't matter what way the angle's turned. Okay. Did everybody catch that? It doesn't matter how that transversal is turned, whether it's going from left to right or from right to left. But don't make it go straight up and down, okay? Because then all of your angles are going to look like what kind of angle? That's fine. Yeah, they'll all look like right angles, and then you won't know. You know, who's acute and who's obtuse. Keep it at a normal sized angle. We all good? Yours are going to be hard to see. You might want to make that one a little bigger and use a ruler on that one. All right, are we good? We almost done? We all caught up?
We just draw whatever we want. I can draw whatever.
What do you mean?
Any parallel line.
Yeah, lay the ruler down and go one line above the ruler, one line below the ruler, like just to make it really look honest to God parallel, and then you can put an angle through it.
I've been zooming it up and down.
Well, as long as they're parallel. Ah. Bueno. Yeah. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Whatever angle the transversal's on is. Yes, very good. Very nice. ¿Cómo se dice paralelo? 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 Gracias. ¿Paralela o paralelo?
Paralelo.
Lelo. Okay. Lelo. Gracias. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are we almost done? Ready or not, here we come. We're going to come back to this in a second. Pull back your notes. Give me your notes. Because I want us all to write this down before we draw it, okay? All right. Yes, ma'am. Just 1 second. I will be happy to in just a second. Please. There will be none of that. All right, for those of you, hey, we have 5 pairs of angles that we're going to have to care about. I know, it's Friday. It's the end of a day on Friday. And all we want to do, I know, but you'll live. I tortured you for a year and you still lived. Okay. Hey, 2 years, I don't know about your odds in 2 years. You know, it's up to you. If you're going to survive or not, that's up to you. All right. Can I move past this now?
Hey, you're supposed to draw all those 5 parallel lines
Yes.
on your notebook,
Right.
right?
In your notes, people, I need this one. Yeah, all of that. It won't take a second. You got a ruler in front of you. If you want to, you don't have to. This is for your notes. I want it in 2 places. I want all this information in your notes, and I want all this information on this foldable. I know, I'm evil. I don't care if it's Christmas. I am.
I'll probably not look at it.
Shh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. Mira aquí, por favor. Rápido. You good? You got all that? All right. Notice my markings. Okay. Some of these angles look alike, some of them don't, and we got to talk about them all. Now, these all have special names. And the names are pretty easy to remember. Hopefully. Yeah, I know. Okay. You see how this one over here, how these guys, they go, one of them's on one side of the line, one of them's on the other side of the line? Kind of like your feet when you walk left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay. Those alternate. You alternate. You go from one side to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. One left, right, left, right, left, right. Opposite sides. And notice, take a look down here. Those are alternate also. You know, one's going on one side, one's going on the other side, right? But the one up top is different than the one down below. What's the difference between the two? In fact, that's exactly how we're going to write it. These are interior angles. Alternate exterior and alternate interior. Okay. So we have angles that are on opposite sides and on the inside, and opposite sides and outside. Matthew, spit it out. Slick factor of 0. Okay. All right. Now for the others, these two are on the same side. Are they inside or outside? Interior or exterior? They are interior, so we call them same side interior. Give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count on the bottom one. Don't say it. Somebody over here. The bottom one, yeah, this bottom one here. What am I going to call that? Same side exterior. Good. All right. So if they're on the same side, they're called same side. Inside, outside, alternate. Now the middle one is different. Yeah, they're on the same side, but one's on the inside, one's on the outside, right? One of them, but if you'll notice that they're both in the same position, right? Like that one's in the bottom right, the other one's in the bottom right. If I had pointed to the upper left, then the other one would have been the upper left. They correspond to each other. And that's what we call them, corresponding angles. This is it. That's all we got. That's all the special angle pairs that we care about. Okay? All right, now, once you've got this copied down, this is in your notes. Now we're going to go over to the foldable. Maybe depending upon how much time we have left. Okay, now, when we did that foldable, that's really ugly. Yeah, I could. I think I will. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We have all this information, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to draw all over these pictures. So take a look. I'm going to zoom in on this guy. Hey, whoever's whistling, please stop. All right. And in fact, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna borrow my own work that I did for the other class because it takes a while to draw all of these. Thanks. All right, here's what I want you to do. Take two colors. Take two colors. You might need to borrow one from a neighbor. Play nice. All right. Well, then let's change that up. Here. What are you looking for? All right. I might have one or two more.
Yeah, not anymore.
All right. I have. Yeah, sure. De nada. All right. So using two different colors, guys, there should be plenty over there. Get to work. Get to drawing. Wait, I had plenty of colors in there. Where are all the crayons? Well, I had them a moment ago, and now I don't. Hold on. Here, I have some more. Who doesn't have stuff?
Green. Oh, okay. Give me one more.
I found some more. Not white. Guys, get to coloring. Come on. Hey, gentlemen, play nice. You got enough? I got more over here. All right. So, color them all in. This bottom one down here on the left, this one needs 4 colors. Okay? Color them in. What do you call these angles down here in the bottom right? What does it say it again? I didn't hear. Starts with a V. Ah. Tu obligar. Obligar? What do we call them? Bottom right. Somebody over here. What do you call those ones in the bottom right? Carlos, what do you call those in the bottom right? Ah, yes, you do. You need them. It contains a vowel. Vertical angles. Very good. You know, full of vowels right here. This guy's full of vowels. Do you know any words that don't? I know one. No. And it's actually an official Scrabble word. NTH. A 3-letter word with no vowels. Anyway, moving on. Are we almost done? Oh. Come on, man. Let's get to it. Let's go.
I'm horrible at coming in the line.
Make it 2. Oh, that was quick. Good. All right. We're going to need to move on. You guys were like expert colorers back in the day. Serious. You guys were like, man, I made the best sons and trees and sick people in the world. There we go. I'm telling you, man. Thank you. All right, are we almost done? Oh. Second. Yeah, they are.